6 and welcome to your Monday maths lesson. So this week we are moving on to area and perimeter. Now we've had a look at this in school a little bit just before we closed, but we didn't really get into it much, so we're going to have another go and we're going to go back to the basics. So today we are just thinking about perimeter, and our learning question is, can I calculate the perimeter of shapes? So if you remember, the perimeter then is just the outside of a shape. Okay, it's not the inside, that's area. We're just thinking about the outside edges. So you will see on your mild sheet then, on most of your questions, apart from your challenge, that you have been given all of the measurements of your shape. And all you've got to do to work out the perimeter is add them together. So, for example, this one, I've got a square and I've got 4 centimetres on each side. So it's 4, 8, 12, 16. So my perimeter then is 16 centimetres. Yeah, nice and straightforward. Just do another one a little bit like that then. So I've got 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. So my perimeter for that shape is 18 centimetres. And then on your challenge and on some of the medium sheet as well, you will see that you've got some shapes that haven't got all of the edges. But you can quite easily, on shapes like this, work it out. So if you've got a rectangle like this, and you know this side is 6 centimetres, and we know in a rectangle, don't we, that these two sides are equal and these two sides are equal. So if this side is 6 centimetres, then this side is going to be 6 centimetres. And if this side is 3, then this side's going to be 3. And then you can work out your perimeter by adding them all up. With a square then, we know that all sides are equal in a square. So if this side is 3, then this one's going to be 3, that one's going to be 3, and so is that one. And then you can add them up. And with this one then, you might not recognise this shape, but you should be able to see that this side is exactly the same as this side. This side is exactly the same as this side. And they're the same as well. So we can add all those sides in and then add them up. Okay? Then on the hot sheet then, you have got, you've got to figure out the perimeter of your first shapes, just like we've just done. Then you've got a challenge of drawing a shape with a perimeter of 12 centimetres. All you've got to do is make sure that those edges add up to 12. Okay? And then on the hot sheet, you've got a challenge and you've got some SAT style questions on perimeter. So, like this question, all you've got to do is read it really, really carefully and you will be able to figure it out. All you've got to know is how to work out perimeter, which is adding up the shapes, adding up the sides of a shape. So, like this one, this shape is made out of 4 identical curves and it tells us that the perimeter of the shape is 28. So if I know that whole shape adds up to 28, what's one side going to be? I need to do 28 divided by 4, don't I, which is 7. So I know, oh, I don't think I can write on there actually. So I know that one of those sides is 7 centimetres. Then it tells us a new shape, so they're still only 7 centimetres. So all you need to do is figure out how many curves there are, and then you will know what your perimeter is. Okay? On your next one then, all you've got to do is write on here all of the sides that you know. So you know that's 8, so that's going to be 8, that's going to be 3, that's going to be 3, that's going to be 8, that's going to be 8, and then you have got to do a little bit of maths to figure out what this side is. Okay, you know that's 3, and that whole side is 8, so all you have to do is do 8, take away 3, and that'll give you that side. And then you should be able to figure out the perimeter of the whole shape. And then this last one, it tells you what the perimeter of the rectangle is, so the whole rectangle adds up to 50 centimetres. And again, this is a rectangle, so we know this side is the same as this side. So if that's 7, that's 7. So if you add them up, take it off 50, and then figure out what those two sides are going to be. Yeah, they might look tricky, but I know you are definitely capable of doing them if you take your time and read your question really, really slowly.